We're back at the Civic Center for our continuing coverage of the U.S. Figure Skating Championships. Hello once again, everyone. I'm Julie Moran, and we're now ready for the ladies' short program. It was one day prior to this phase of the competition a year ago that the assault on Nancy Kerrigan marked the beginning of a bizarre chapter in figure skating history. Tonya Harding was eventually stripped of her crown, and for the first time in 90 years, the title was left vacant. Michelle Kwan finished second in last year's championships, and now the 14-year-old will attempt to become the youngest ladies champion in history. And Peggy, you won the first of your 5 national titles at 15 in 1964, so it's your record that Michelle's hoping to break. What kind of pressure is that on her?
Well, when I won my first title, I was under no pressure. It was my first senior nationals, and I was just happy to qualify. But for Michelle, this is a situation that is quite different. She is skating in her 3rd nationals at the senior level, and her performances have led to great expectations. But she has a unique ability to deal with the pressure. She is level-headed and has a good perspective on where skating fits into her life.
Joining us, Dick Button, in the technical program. 1/3 of the final score. One mistake could be disastrous.
There are 8 required elements that the judges will be looking for, with one significant change from last year, and that is that the skaters are now allowed to do a double or a triple jump, where in the past a triple jump was prohibited. The required elements are a double axel, a double or a triple jump, a jump combination, a flying spin, a camel or sit spin with a change of foot, and a spin combination, as well as 2 step sequences, and they must all be done in 2 minutes and 40 seconds and not necessarily in that order.
Representing the Winterhurst Figure Skating Club in Lakewood, Ohio, please welcome Tonya Kwiatkowski.
This year marks Tonya Kwiatkowski's 8th year of competing at the Senior Nationals. She had her best finish in '93 when she earned the bronze medal.
And remember, we're only sending 2 ladies to the World Championships, so this means very much to her to make that world team.
But the only way she'll make it is by landing the jumps. Again, the jumps. The first difficult one, this triple Lutz. Double toe combination.
Oh, she's happy with that.
She has been skating very well on the practices, very well trained by Carol Heiss-Jenkins.
The second move, the triple toe loop, and this footwork leading into it. Now, she has had great problems with her triple jumps in the past. Those 2 jumps rotate into the jump, and that's why it was easier for her to do them. The question is whether she'll be able to pull off the triple axel, triple jumps, such as the loop and the other moves that are different in construction.
In her only international outing of this season, she did defeat Michelle Kwan at Trophy de France in November.
Skating to the music of Firebird by Stravinsky. Seems rather frantic in the choreography, but that is the character of the music. Nice leg position on that layback spin.
Double axel. Greater determination this year, and it's resulted in a far more finished performance.
She had good speed and a very nice program. Oh, she looks very happy.
What a way to start our competition. And we'll be back with Tanya Kwiatkowski's marks right after this.
This is her triple Lutz. Look at the reverse position going into the air. Very nice, tight legs, good landing, and a step up into a double toe loop. That was nice. And the other complicated and very difficult jump that she had to complete in these required elements was this triple jump. In her case, a triple toe. Now watch again as she reverses into it.
For required elements.
Very nice. Very nice.
5.6. 5.6.
And the marks for required elements from 5.5 to 5.7.
5.6. 5.6. 5.7.
There's Carol Heiss-Jenkins on the left and Glenn Watts.
5.5.
Now these marks for the required elements are quite high, and particularly since she's the first of some 16 skaters.
And on deck is
pretty
Karen Kwan, Michelle's older
And her marks
sister.
for presentation.
And the marks for presentation are higher, 5.7s and 5.8s.
5.7. 5.7. 5.7. 5.7. 5.7. 5.7. And 5.7.
Her little sister has become quite famous, but Karen Kwan is a fine skater in her own right. She won the Pacific Coast Sectional Championship last month to advance to these nationals.
Karen Kwan.
The thing to watch for in her skating is the lyrical, delicate, and very elegant quality that she brings to this sport. There is nothing strong-arming about her approach. The fact that she put this spiral sequence early in the program shows her concern with this type of movement as well as with the difficult triple jumps. And even here she gets a very beautiful back position and the leg position in fine show.
I think she really expresses the music. Very different from her sister, Michelle. She uses her arms very well.
This, her triple combination. Triple loop, triple toe, double toe. Watch her skating, you see that she sort of floats on the ice. She almost settles on it. There's very little driving tension. She looks almost like what she is, a young girl feeling her way into this world.
Michelle is tutored because of her busy schedule, but Karen is an 11th grader at Rim of the World High School in Lake Arrowhead.
This triple Salchow.
Karen and Michelle also have an older brother named Ron. He's 18 years old.
And we'll be back with the marks for Karen Kwan in the short program right after this.
The judges' marks for Karen Kwan for required elements. 4.5, 4.3, 4.5, 4.6, 4.9.
And the marks for
4.3,
required elements from 4.3 to 4.9.
And 4.5.
And one of the reasons for those low marks was this triple Salchow. Watch as she goes from this back inside edge and doesn't make it.
And her marks for presentation. 4.9, 4.6, 4.9, 4.8, 5.2, 4.6.
And the marks for presentation from 4.6 to 5.3.
She is in her way a very powerful skater, strong and secure.
Laura studies martial arts to increase her quickness and agility on the ice.
Axel. Not very well controlled on the way out. She needs to reverse those shoulders a little, and that'll make it more and better outflow. This is the triple jump, triple toe, double toe, the jump combination.
She's coached by Wendy Burge. She was second in the national championships in 1975, and third in 76, and third in 77. She looks very similar in size and shape to her coach, Wendy.
Layback position is not the best.
She seems to be moving very slow over the ice. And she's trying to interpret this music, but this is very tough music to interpret because all the moves are very quick and sharp. She's just a little slow. But she's 15 years old. She's the daughter of immigrants from the Soviet Union, came to the United States in 1979, and she also has a brother, Anatol, who's a pre-med student and a collegiate swimmer at the University of California at Irvine.
That was a very nice triple Salchow.
Yes, it was. That had nice speed, this combination spin. Nice change of position.
It began to come alive at the very end, only it seems when she had completed those very demanding triple jumps.
It takes a lot of concentration on remembering all of your technique.
Yes, and there is slow motion of the triple toe loop and double toe loop. Almost just looks as though she hopped over onto that jump. And this was the layback position. This is a very difficult spin. We've seen it through the years from Peggy Fleming to Janet Lynn and every skater since. This is not the best position. It's kind of hard to see there, but her leg and her back were just not in a very attractive position.
And there's her coach, Wendy Burge.
The judges' marks for Laura Lepetsky
She
for
looks like she could be her daughter.
4.8.
The marks for
4.6,
required elements
5.0
range from 4.3 to 5.3.
4.8, 4.8, 5.3, 4.8, and 4.3. And her marks for presentation.
And the marks for presentation
4.7,
from 4, 5 to
5.2,
5.
4.9, 4.7, 4.8, 5.4, 4.7, and 4.5.
And coming up, Michelle Kwan. Stay with us.
Hometown is Torrance, California. Representing the Los Angeles Figure Skating Club in Burbank, California. Please welcome Michelle Kwan.
There's the Kwan family, Sister Karen in the stands now, her mother and father, Danny and Estella. Can Michelle Kwan become the youngest champion ever? She starts her bid right here.
She's been skating very consistent lately in practice and kind of scares Frank Carroll. He hopes that she doesn't leave the competitive performance on these practice sessions. And this edge that she holds after the double axel shows such control and such style.
Michelle's two-jump combination, a triple Lutz double toe loop. Oh, and she, that was not so hot. She did the triple Lutz. She landed the edge very slowly, pulled out of it, barely by the skin of her teeth, and completed the double toe loop. Not her best movement.
But she has a lot of determination.
But this short program is not about determination. It's about completing 8 required elements. Keep it in mind, everybody, because that's the name of the game.
It certainly is. This is where she has made a remarkable improvement in her presentation and relating to the audience, stretching out her moves and holding them and using nice extension. Very solid triple toe loop here at the end. She's had a history of problems with this short program in other competitions, but this was a fairly good night. Just missing that combination. Otherwise, very nice performance.
I think for me, the most important thing that I've seen develop this year is that smile on her face at the end of the program. She's turning out to be a young lady of charm and personality, and I think it's overcoming the quietness and the inner introspection that we saw before.
And she looks so relaxed and calm out there.
And we'll be back with the marks for Michelle Kwan right after this.
The judges'
And
marks
this
for Michelle
slow motion
Kwan
shows
for
the triple
required
Lutz right there.
elements.
But look at how far she is to the left, turn to the left before she takes up. The landing practically
5.6,
stopped. But right here, look at that. She
5.6,
stepped out and did it exactly
5.5,
right. So there should be no
5.5,
deduction for
5.3,
omitting the jump, just for not
5.5,
doing it very well.
5.5,
And the marks for
5.4,
required elements from
and
5.3 to
5.4.
5.6.
Now, depending upon the second set of marks, she may be put into second second place behind Tonia Kwiatkowski. That's
And
a
her marks
position
for
she's found herself in
presentation.
before.
5.7.
And the marks for
5.7.
presentation from 5.6 to 5.8. That does put her in second place behind Tonia.
5.8, 5.7, 5.6, and 5.7.
There's a look at the ordinals. She was placed second by every judge.
Well, she missed, or she just didn't complete that two-jump combination well.
You can get your leg out.
Please welcome now Tanya Street.
Our next skater was forced to withdraw from last year's Nationals in Detroit because of a severe case of the flu, but happy to be healthy here in Providence, 19-year-old Tanya Street.
And she is coached by my former coach, Carlo Fassi. And this program was choreographed by Jamie Isley.
Now, the problem with that two-jump combination was that there was a double three turn between the two jumps, even though there was no secondary step. The problem with that double axel, which was basically a nice one, was that she didn't check the landing. As a result, turned right out or had trouble holding the edge.
Preparation for this championship, she has been really concentrating on her overall consistency of her jumps. She needs to work on her presentation and her body line and extension to make them more important.
But that last spin wasn't right. There was no layback there. And that's going to, I don't know quite what happened on that. Whether she was supposed to do it and just forgot it or didn't have it planned.
Like she would have a lot of power. It seems like she's not really exuding it and using it. She's like holding back.
Well, it's sort of the same as the music is. Sort of ponderous and cumbersome, heavy and not light. And this is the replay of Tanya's triple toe. And there, watch the back outside edge, the step, and no triple.
And there is Carlo using his hands, the forever Italian.
He's speaking English with his hands.
Right.
Carlo Fassi, coach of Peggy Fleming, Dorothy Hamill, John Curry,
Robin Cousins.
He's had quite a few, very successful coaches.
Quite a character.
The judges' marks for Tanya Street for required elements. 4.8, 4.9, 5.3.
And the marks for
4.8,
required elements from 4.5 to 5.3.
5.1, 4.5, 4.8, and 4.7. Enter marks for presentation. 4.9, 5.2.
And the second marks for
5.5,
presentation from 4.8 to 5.5.
5.5, 5.1, 4.8, and 4.8.
And those marks are good enough to move her in third place. We'll be back. Welcome back to Providence. Our next skater, Kyoko Ina, is trying to become the first skater since Kristi Yamaguchi to earn medals in both senior ladies and pairs. We just saw her with partner Jason Dungeon in the pairs short, where they finished second.
But this is her 5th time competing at the national level in this senior division.
That's a nice position.
She's skating to a medley from Miss Saigon. Very nice, gentle moves, very much in the style of the music.
Peggy, what's the transition like from pairs to singles?
Well, the timing, you don't have to time all of your skating, your jumps and spins to somebody else's. She can really concentrate on her own skating, which you really can't do very well when you're skating with a partner. But in pair skating these days, you have to be a strong single skater and able to do those side-by-side double and triple jumps.
Well, you can certainly see the entrance to that combination was not in her favor.
It's her circular footwork. Carrying nice speed throughout all of the steps. Compared to some of the other single skaters, Kyoko practices very little for singles, about an hour a day. Very refreshing kind of performance to see from Kyoko.
And we'll be back with the scores for Kyoko Ino right after this.
The judges' marks for Kyoko Ina for required elements.
Very good. Good girl. Very good.
5.3, 5.2, 5.3, 5.3, 5.3, 5.2, 5.2, 5.4, and 5.4.
And the marks for required elements range from 5.2 to 5.4.
And her marks for presentation.
And this triple Lutz, part of the two-jump combination. Very, very
5.6,
difficult.
5.6,
Lutz, this was a
5.4,
triple toe loop.
5.5, 5.5,
That was a nice one.
5.3, 5.4,
And the marks for presentation from 5.3 to 5.6.
Good girl.
And those marks are good enough to place Kyoko behind Tanya Kwiatkowski and Michelle Kwan.
Please welcome now Nicole Bobek.
The bronze medalist from last year's Nationals, Nicole Bobek, has a new coach, new programs, and she says a whole new attitude towards skating as well.
She's skating to the music from the Moiseev dances. And a new costume by Lauren Sheehan from San Antonio, who made the costumes for Christy Yamaguchi and Scott Davis. I think it's very pretty. Wow, that's a nice opening. That'll give her some confidence, we hope.
There was some wild hesitation in that jump. I don't think she quite knew whether she was going to come down or not.
Right.
She gets wonderful height on her jump.
She is
has a great
absolutely.
ability to spring in the air.
She's so stunning when she gets out on the ice. She just lights up this whole arena. Of course, this is her most spectacular thing she does. This extension is extraordinary.
You know, that's just simply a case of losing your attention span. She can do a double axel with her left hand tied behind her back, and it just let go. There was no reason for that, and if she continues to skate the way she had been skating, she could have easily been in first or second place.
She certainly has a lot of talent.
She told us
This toe loop.
Very nice, very solid. But the simpler jump, the double axel, is going to be her downfall. This number has lots of life and it interprets the music so well. This was choreographed by ice dancer Renee Roca.
You know, she told us people are really looking at Michelle Kwan. When I was her age, people were watching me. She said, I feel old, and I'm only 17. And there's Nicole's mom, Yana.
Now, this, again, the two-jump combination, and almost getting to be boring with the difficulties on this particular move. Look at the height, free leg, the great height in the jump. Now watch, she sort of holds on, and then look at the height that she gets there. That's wonderful. In fact, she had so much height that she almost couldn't control it. That was really nice. Now this is her double axel. And she had planned this, and watch right here. Just didn't check the landing and didn't go.
And there she is sitting with her coach, Richard Callahan.
For required elements.
Of course, he also coaches Todd Eldridge.
She feels that that is a very good influence for her to watch him practice. He's very disciplined.
And the marks for required elements from 5.3 to 5.7. Tanya Kwiatkowski's marks were from 5.5 to 5.7 for required elements.
Well, had she not missed, had fallen out of that double Axel, there would have been at least 2/10
And her marks for
her
presentation.
in probably every score.
No, much nicer marks than
Yes, but look at these marks. You see,
presentation.
the judges are ready and willing to give her the position here. All the skaters, when they're this good at skating, stand up.
5.8.
She is just so...
Those
Beautiful.
marks put
5.6.
Nicole Bobek in second place behind Tanya Kwiatkowski and ahead of Michelle Kwan.
And the interesting thing that does is that given ordinal system, it makes it very dangerous for Michelle Kwan.
I was going, think of those, you do those all the time.
Our next skater, Lisa Matris, competed at the last two nationals. She placed 11th in 94 and 15th in 93.
She's skating to the music of Gypsy Kings, and she has a real graceful interpretation of this music that seems very natural.
Combination, triple loop, double toe loop. Unable to hold the landing edge, but it's one of the few triple loops that we've seen.
Remember, the short program is worth 1/3 of the skater's total score.
And it's made up of 8 required elements. And it lasts 2 minutes and 40 seconds. One of the elements is a triple jump, like that, triple salto. And this flying spin with a minimum of 6 revolutions.
She looked a little hesitant at where the end of the music was. She skated very well.
And here is slow motion on the triple loop double toe combination. Remember, it's a 2-jump combination with no steps in between. And there's the loop, the swinging leg, the tap, and the landing. Not able to hold it, so that there are double threes. That's a very, very minor required deduction.
The judges' marks for Lisa Matris for required elements.
The first marks
5.0,
are for
5.1,
required elements, and they range from 4.6 to 5.4.
5.1, 5.4, 5.4, 5.0, and 4.6. And her marks for presentation.
And there's Todd Eldridge with his coach, Richard Callahan, who also coaches Nicole Bobek. And the marks for presentation from 4.7 to 5.5.
5, 4.9, and 4.7.
Our final skater, 27-year-old Kathleen Kelly-Coutone, returned to competitive skating this season after taking 4 years off. And during that time, she earned her law degree from Northeastern University.
And she's what the name amateur skating is all about. Nice double axel. When I say that, I mean she has fun with it. She enjoys it.
She looks very relaxed and controlled out there.
It's not a job for her. It's pure pleasure. This combination triple toe loop and double toe loop. Very nice.
And she's such a great example for the younger skaters. She's got her law degree.
And she's married to Butch Coutone. And he is here with her coach, Ronna Gladstone, standing here cheering her on.
Triple Salchow, double. Good speed on this spin.
Very nice emotion kind of move to this music from Phantom of the Opera.
She graduated in 1989 from Harvard. And she completed Harvard in 4 years while continuing to compete at the national level. That's pretty impressive.
Sure is.
Spiral sequence.
Very nice long line, very simple choreography, but it works very well for her.
It was actually the choreography that she used in 1990 in the national championship.
She said she
dusted
just
it off
started.
and picked it up again. Now pull it into a backspin.
The crowd here standing. What a nice moment for Kathleen Kelly-Coutone. 27 years old, a lawyer. She comes in here with 13 and 14-year-olds. This is just terrific.
Now, this slow motion of her double axel shows that how nice and in control she is. Look at the stepping up into it. Very nice the way she stepped right up with that free leg into it and then completed the revolution and turned. Now, the problem, of course, was the single double or triple jump. It wasn't a triple, and that was a problem. But in this combination, she did do a triple toe that was very nice. A triple toe, watch her turn, step to a back outside edge, and now toe pick into the triple toe loop, and then toe pick again into the double toe loop.
There's her husband
and everybody
coach.
at the end cheering her on.
Here they are. And
I think
Priscilla
this is one of the few times we've seen a husband on the stand. Usually it's the choreographer,
Usually
the
they
coach,
hide.
the assistant coach, and heavens knows who else, but here's the husband.
Circles.
That's it.
I know, but I stopped. I know
It's like, watch me stream.
Well, I've got to tell you, they have, she in particular has brought a smile to our faces all through the practice here. She has been having such a good time. And that has, this feeling has just spread over this whole ring.
Lisa Matris is fifth, and Trisha.
And there's the president of the USFSA, Claire Ferguson.
They had to stand on me.
And the marks for required elements from 4-1 to 5-2. The audience is not happy with those marks.
5.0.
And there's the leader, Tanya Kwiatkowski, looking on.
And her marks for presentation. 5.3.
And the marks for presentation from a low of 4.3 to a high of 5.3.
And that, I must assure you, is a very big spread. 4.3 is from judge number 3.
And there they are in first and second place going into the free skate. Tanya Kwiatkowski on the right, Nicole Bobek on the left.
The ladies free skate.
What's your final thoughts?
Well, I felt the top three ladies skated well. I think Tanya Kwiatkowski was very inspired this evening, and it was nice to see her. She's very deserving.
And your thoughts, Dick?
I love seeing how these skaters are developing. I thought there was quite a bit of interesting talent in the entire competition, and it was very interesting also to see how the skaters, depending upon their maturity, performed today and whether they kept their act together or blew it. That was interesting for me.
Thanks for joining us. Sports Center is up next.